guys, this is just a quick energy check-in, literally quick. I never record like this, but as you can see, I'm kind of doing it impromptu. I was just sitting here and I felt this overwhelming just sadness, heavy energy I felt. And so I wanted to tap into the connection, the collective, to see what was going on. And this is what came out. I'm using that Sandra and Taylor energy deck, of course. And so I asked for energy for the divine masculine. And it's so interesting how this came out, because as I was asking, I felt just like I wanted to cry, honestly. Like, it was overwhelming, deep, just grief, sorrow. And I didn't even ask for this row, but this is what came up. As soon as I asked, why am I feeling like this? This is where this row started. So Spirit so graciously brought these messages forth, and then messages from the divine masculine's higher self came through very clear. So I'm gonna go through this, guys, and please excuse the informality in terms of just how it's recorded. I know that I don't typically do it this way, but I want to get this out because I know it's not just me who's feeling this. I can tell that it's a collective energy. So what I can tell you just overall is, even just apart from the cards, the divine feminine is still struggling in her heart space. And, it's like we're in two different worlds from the divine masculine energy. He's focused on money right now. He's focused on stability. He's focused on building a future. The thinking man is definitely laser focused. And if you look at what's in his hand, it's money. It was just so clear that it came through that way. If it's not money issues, it's just overall just the divine masculine wanting to build a foundation, for himself. Fourth chakra archangel Raphael came out in the reverse. And this just speaks to, it really is telling a story, because right now he's focused on money, stability, just building a foundation. And so his heart space is closed off right now. And it's not because he doesn't care, it's just because he is literally focused in on this. And I'm not going to be condescending and say they can't multitask, but it kind of is that vibe. It's like, yes, the love is there. We see that. We know that. There's no question. But right now, that heart space is closed off because that's the focus. And if you look at the next card Holy Spirit gave us, yes, the divine masculine is holding the coin. This is all about financial stability. Again, it all flows. I didn't even have to look too much into this because it really clarified this from the beginning. And then the last card to come out was indecision. At first, I felt kind of strange about this, to be honest. Like, I had questions within myself. Is it the divine masculine, unable to decide between the divine feminine and another, or, what is it exactly? And I didn't get that sense because I still don't feel any third party energy. I'll be honest, I don't. And if I did, I would be very honest about that. This came out to clarify indecision, adjacent possibilities. This is all about options, guys. This is all about possibilities, not options with people, oh, I got options. This is what door, how do I do this? How do I get here? You know, how do I make it happen for myself so that I can become a stable person? It may even be just stability overall, like emotionally, mentally. I get the sense that, you know, there's different groups of you all, but for whoever this came through, I'm telling you, the emotion was so overwhelming, and it wasn't anything to do with me necessarily, because nothing's really happening in my 3D world right now. I mean, I won't say nothing's happening, but you know, I can tell when it's collective and when it's not. And this is definitely collective energy. So the divine masculine is definitely laser focused on building stability. His heart chakra is closed off right now. And he's just not sure if he can pull it together. And then I asked, well, what is it that he wants to ultimately pull together? And this flipped out to clarify adjacent possibilities, angel of love. This is all, I mean, this is self-explanatory. This is all about, excuse me, the vibration of love. This is what he ultimately wants. But in order to get there, he's got to pull all of this together. And I hope you guys can hear me clearly. I'm trying to speak up, and for some reason my throat is hurting tonight. But so for the divine feminine, this is the first card that popped out. It literally flew out of my hands. And it was obvious to me this here was just, you know, all about literally gratitude, like just being okay with where you are, but yet there's still some pain present behind her. You get the thorns and everything, but she's holding that lone flower, but there's still some light casted down on her. It's not all bad, you know. It's like I'm hurting, but I still have something I'm holding that's still beautiful. And this to me speaks of hope. The divine feminine right now, you have so much hope around this connection, and you should. And it still hurts, you know. It definitely, this is what I was feeling. This is kind of like the heart of the reading. So it hurts, but we still have hope. We still have something to look forward to, because not only are there thorns, but there are also blossoms back here. So springtime is coming. These are getting ready to bloom out. It's not going to always be like this. I promise you it's not. I know that it hurts, but got to try to focus on what you do have right now. And you have a lot going for yourself, divine feminine. Blossoming abundance. This is that gratitude piece as well. Let me pull it out more. So, this is already here for you. And I know we talked about this in the last reading. So, please excuse my nails, by the way, they're terrible. But this is what you're grateful for, because you have this abundance. You have, a lot of you have your stuff together, you know. It's not like you're trying to build anything necessarily around money or stability. I mean, a lot of you, what I'm getting is that you have your stuff together. That's what you're holding here. It's like, I got something to hold on to, and it hurts, but I'm still focused, and I got this going on, this abundance. However, we did get 2 in the reverse, which were first chakra, Archangel Michael. This was, when I felt this card, when it came out, it just felt so just, it's hard to describe, but I feel these cards when they come out and I touch them. It just, the vibration of whatever this comes through as when I channel can definitely be felt in my body. And my heart center was just aching. And although I know this is not speaking to the heart chakra, the divine masculine and feminine are mirroring, because in the reverse is his heart chakra. In the reverse is her first chakra, or base chakra, the foundation of everything. That is the essence of divine feminine, it's off balance because of this. And that's normal. We know that already, right? So just, continuing to pull yourself up out of that space, divine feminine, grounding, meditating, praying, staying connected to Holy Spirit, really diving deep into your healing is going to pull you out of this space. And then in the reverse, we also had hostilities. This is actually really great because hostilities in the upright means that there's some type of conflict that's approaching or ongoing. This speaks to the fact that this is all coming to an end. Look how it tells a story. She's got something to hold on to. It hurts, yes, but she's still got this going on. And she's going to work at pulling this up. Meanwhile, Holy Spirit is encouraging us that things are turning around. You may not see it, but things are shifting and changing in the supernatural. And then I asked for messages from the divine masculine's higher self, and these literally all came out one by one. I had a conversation with my masculine, and when I pull these, I usually pull as I'm having a conversation with this higher self, and I asked permission for him to share this with us on a collective level, and these came out like, again, I always say these come out like a conversation, and they literally did. I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions, which is why he's here thinking, trying to figure out how he can get to this. It's hitting him. He's going through some things. I take it that the karma has, just come full circle for him. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. So he's aware of the connection. He knows that this is a divine spiritual connection. I wish I could take back the things I said. Yeah, for a lot of the divine masculine, they have done and said some really jacked up things, but they wish they could take it back. And this is so heartfelt. They really are sorry. They really are. I need more time to figure things out. Indeed. I mean, again, you can see that here in his overall energy. He's working at it. Something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. This was so interesting. It's kind of puzzling to me because it's like, well, what are you talking about? Because I specifically asked at this point that this popped out, how do you feel about the divine feminine? Like, what exactly do you want to say that you don't have the courage to say? And it says here, something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. I actually took that as they literally don't know what to say, guys. They don't even know how to pull together a conversation right now. And it's not because they don't care or they're not trying. It's just they literally are in this energy, and it's just not easy to be taken away into your emotions when you're like this, because you're trying to accomplish this so that you can get here in order to offer something. So right now, this is just not a priority, and it's not in a bad way. It's just there's a method to the madness is what I'm hearing. I know it doesn't make sense. A lot of them are silent. A lot of them aren't saying a word. It's like they'll text you here and there. They may like a picture or two on your social media, and then they go right back to the silence. It's not because they don't care. It's because it's not really a focus right now. I still love you, obviously. I mean, if you can feel your masculine, if you're truly in a divine connection, you know this already. I know that. Your beauty still moves me. He's definitely looking at your pictures online, more than likely. This also is to say, you're not, it's not you. You're not the reason for the silence. He's still very much attracted to you. and captivated by you. And then the last card was, I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. So do you guys see how Spirit just really wants you to know that? I get the sense that there's a lot of you that are really hurting. And you're having a really hard time pulling it together emotionally. But if you could just hold on to what you know. Hold on to that. Look, she's got the handkerchief in her hand. She's been crying more than likely. A lot of you have been crying. And I totally get it, but springtime is coming. That also might be indicative of a time frame in terms of communication or just when things start to pull together. And I know that I said that, and I think in the last two readings, we have 15. For some reason, this number says to me spring. I don't know why, but it does. I get very strongly here that things are going to start to kind of come to a head, and you're going to get communication around springtime. I mean, February is almost over, so that won't be long. But overall, this was the last one to pop out, and it just confirms everything. Just right now is not the time for this. They want it, but they can't focus on that right now. And to be honest, the divine feminine should be okay with it. I know the silence sucks, but if you can understand that your masculine wants you to have the best of him. Look at this guy's presentation. His clothes are all, it's like he's staring at this because he wants more. But look at him. He's trying. He's really trying. So have patience, please. Recognize all of the abundance that you have. You have this. Try hard, because when he comes with that offer, you also want to be on your P's and Q's too. And we're guaranteed to have resolution. It's gonna turn around, guys. It's going to. Hostilities in the reverse. So things are changing. Be encouraged. Take heart. Keep your head up, okay? Keep pushing, divine feminine. You got this.